Welcome to Diva's 2 Cents, where we take complicated matters and we break them down for the masses. Thank you so much for tuning in. We air every Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'm sorry we're a little late today, but 6 p.m. And we have different topics of your choice. So today I have a very special guest, and I would like for each and every one of you, if whatever we say today resonates with you, please like, follow, and share this information. There are others that need to hear this stuff, okay? So today I have a special guest today. His name is, he goes by Danny Z's, a.k.a. Danny Z's, but his name is Daniel Paulin. And I met him last year on a yacht when we were celebrating a book launch. So I'm so happy that he has decided to join us today. He's going to talk a lot about different things such as fears, doubts, beliefs, beyond impossible breakthroughs. But more importantly, I know him as an escape artist. So here we go. Let's bring him on. Danny, how are you? Now, do you not want me to call you Danny or Daniel?
You can call me Danny. Danny is fine. And I want the good listenership and the people who are watching and following along to know that I am the reason we're late. 100%.
It's okay.
Okay, so when we're following even just a few minutes behind, I am to blame. I have broad shoulders. I am a very proud father of 6 children. My wife and I have a baby that is 9 months old, and podcasts, radio shows, television shows, anything. It's so hard to drag me away from this beautiful bundle of joy. So to everybody who's following along, I'm so sorry I'm a few minutes behind, but excited to be here. Excited to be here.
I am so excited that you are here. And with a baby of 9, did you say 9 months old?
9 months old, yeah. He is our number 6.
Okay.
You know what? When you have a big family, you're wealthy in love for sure.
Well, that's why you have 6, because the firstborn can take care of that 9-month-old. so Danny, talk to me a little bit about. I met you, and when I met you, I was I really was so fascinated by what you did regarding escape. Can you give me a progression of how did you go from escape artist to what you're doing now so that the audience knows?
Well, I didn't start as an escape artist. I was a business owner, and I got into the entertainment industry through radio. I was a radio morning show host, and I discovered the love of hypnosis. I actually had a REM sleep disorder, and I had the opportunity to have that corrected by going to a hypnotherapist. And it so significantly changed my life that I went back to school and became a hypnotherapist. So being an entertainer and having a hypnotherapy background, my drive for the stage to be center of attention, I guess, so to speak, brought me to a point where I started to do shows in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and the shows grew. We started to continue and do more and more until eventually we were doing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week, and our shows continued for 7 years without a break. Wow. And during that ridiculous long run of entertainment, I was asked by the mayor and the city to do an escape to honor Harry Houdini having visited Niagara Falls many years before. And I, of course, having never done an escape, said, sure, why wouldn't I do that? And having never done anything in the escapology world, I got a straitjacket and I hung from my feet from a helicopter over Niagara Falls, and I escaped. So I don't recommend anybody do that. I think that is a silly thing that nobody should ever experience, but I will say to you that it is a shining example of pushing ourselves past the things that prevent us from becoming the best version of ourselves. I mean, we all have a ridiculous voice on our shoulder that says you can't do that, and the reality is you can. You just have to step into the new you and push yourself to that point.
My goodness, that had to be fear. I mean, were you scared? I mean, fear had to.
I'm still scared. I'm still scared. Every single escape that I do is the scariest thing possible. And I truly think that when it stops being something that I'm afraid of, I shouldn't do it anymore, because being fearful makes me very cautious, and I take all the precautions that keep me alive. And but don't we live in fear constantly? I mean, I think that people are afraid to fly, or they're afraid to go places, or to meet new people, or to try new things, or to go on a podcast on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we have to kind of push past ourselves and past that fear and escape the things that prevent us from living life the way we should.
So you go through the fear, you go through the doubts, you go through your own self-beliefs that, I mean, I'll give you an example. I'm afraid of water. I've got swimming pools. I've had swimming pools my whole life, and I won't, I like to sit by the pool and watch the water, but I won't get in that water no matter what. So I tell everybody, if you hear that Diva drowned, somebody killed her, because there's no way I would go in there.
And you know what, and I would say to you, I would, like, for me as a coach and as a mentor to people, I would say to you, you have to challenge yourself. If you're going to sit with your feet in the water, or sit on the steps, and you don't have to do it every day, and you don't have to do it consistently more and more and more, but you have to take that first step. You have to put your foot in the water, and after a period of time, when you're certainly comfortable with that, you continue past that. Life is such an interesting equation of romance and fantastic things that surround us, that I would hate to find at the end of my life I didn't eat the chocolate, I didn't kiss the girl, I didn't drink the wine, I didn't do all of those things that make memories and make me feel fulfilled inside. Because at the end of the day, the successes that we have are measured within us. Mm-hmm. So when you look at the end of your day, or at the end of your week, the end of your year, and certainly the end of your life, you don't want to look back with regret, worrying that you've missed an opportunity. And I look at every single day and wonder what I'm going to get out of it. I challenge myself every day, even if I'm afraid, to push. And I've really been blessed to have a wonderful full life of a bunch of ridiculousness. And it's opened up so many opportunities, just as I am right now here on this opportunity with you. So if I didn't push past that voice that says I can't do it, I wouldn't be here with you right now.
Yeah. Well, I think I would be better off in a straitjacket hanging from a helicopter over Niagara Falls than being in my swimming pool.
Well, that can be arranged. So I'll send a straitjacket by and we'll get started. So.
Well, let me ask you this. You say you're married and you have 6 kids. When you go up there because I think you've been in, what is it, a American Talent? Is it American Got Talent?
15. I've been on 15 Got Talents all over the world. I have 2 more to do this year, and it's literally taken me all over. America's Got Talent is one that we're very aware of, because obviously for our country, America's Got Talent and Canada's Got Talent are very relevant to our audience. But the truth is, all the countries have them, and I've had the freedom and the ability to Germany, France, Australia, Ireland, Britain, like the list goes on and on. 15 in total so far. The next 2 are Bulgaria and Croatia. So
holy cow!
Take me worldwide.
So do you do the same routine where you're strapped up and you got to escape, or do you do different things?
No, it's really the type of escapes and entertainment that I do are based on the atmosphere. Are we inside or are we outside? Is there water or there isn't water? Can we use fire? No fire? Like, really, we have to create an escape and an element based on where we are and what the laws and regulations are based on the country that we're in. So sometimes I do the same thing, but often it changes. And I think that that's what makes the entertainment very strong, is because you don't know what you're going to get. Although you and I both don't watch a lot of TV from the country Georgia. Right, so if I did the same thing, nobody would know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So being a wife, because I've been married going on 50 years in June. So being a wife,
congratulations.
If you were my husband, and you tell me you're going off to another country to do one of these escape things, I mean, what does she do? She stands by the door with an insurance contract and say, "Sign here."
Yeah. There's no insurance for me. I can tell you that there isn't an insurance company that will touch what I do for a living. But I can't say that my wife and children are thrilled to death when I'm doing any of this. And I learned a few things. One of the very first escapes I did was in Italy, to Siquivalis in Rome, and my wife was there. And I can remember when the escape was finished, I did an aerial escape on a crane, and when I was set to the ground, she was just crying, her face filled with tears. And I remember, I'm almost crying telling you the story. I can feel my heart welling up. I can remember how much it affected me and how I was worried about her concern. And then a few years later, I was in France, and one of my children, my daughter, goes to a French immersion school where she just speaks French from the beginning of the day till the end. And we had the opportunity to go to France, and I said I was going to bring her, and I wanted her to see the Mona Lisa. I wanted her to see like all of the wonderful things that France has to offer going to Paris. And she went with me, and it was the same thing when I was doing the escape. I looked down at her, and she was at the judges table, and she was so afraid. And I can remember talking to her afterwards when we went back to our hotel, and she said, "Daddy, were you afraid to get out of the box?" And I said, "Honey, Daddy's never afraid to get out of the box. Daddy's afraid to get into the box. Because once I'm in the box, the escape is just a follow of order of operations. I just have to go through what I've practiced and what I've done. The hardest thing is stepping in, because that's when I put myself to an element of risk. The minute my foot goes in that box, I have to get out. And I have the choice to not step in that box. I can say I'm afraid or I don't want to do it or something. The hardest thing is that first step, which goes back to even what you and I were talking about, the swimming pool. The first step in any challenge that is in front of us, and anything that we have to try to overcome or achieve, or things that we're worried about, it's that first step. It's being brave enough to say, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
So
think
that first step, right?
My wife.
That first step is. So would you say the initial step of anything that we do, that we fear, right? That we have to overcome? Would you say that's the most important?
Sure. Analyze your own life. Analyze this show that we're on right now. Your first one, you didn't know how it would turn out. You didn't know if people would watch it, if people would be on as guests, or if they would be late. It's always that fear of the unknown, but we'll never have successes in life if we don't try, if we don't take that first step. So when we look back at our life and see all of our achievements, the truth of the matter is we had never done any of those until we tried. So yeah, that first step, getting in the box or doing what I'm doing, that's where that challenge is believing in myself enough to take that first step. But I will say, I much prefer watching the escapes at home on my couch with my children or family rather than have them live in the audience, because, boy, the anxiety is high.
Yeah, I would think that would be a little bit more anxiety on your part as well, because you're worried about them. So it puts a little added pressure, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
So tell me, where do you feel your industry is moving to? Let's say another 3-5 years from now.
Our industry has changed significantly, and I think that's a great question. I was doing about 200 shows a year pre-COVID, and that's I think that's become a term now, right? Pre-COVID. Remember when we all had a normal life pre-COVID? So I was probably at my busiest stage traveling pre-COVID, and I think that the entertainment industry and travel as a whole, that changed how a lot of people perceive what they do and where they go. I'm 55 years old, and I can say to you that I'm less excited about being in crowds. I'm more aware of someone coughing on an airplane. I'm more aware of where I would take my newborn baby. And I think that before that period of time, we were all a little more understanding and acceptable if somebody was coughing or if you were traveling. And because of that, the audiences have become smaller. We also fell into this fantastic virtual world where we can be on live with somebody and share this experience without me having to be into the studio with you. So I think that we've educated one another into understanding that we can watch from our own home or catch it live on YouTube or check it on a stream somewhere.
Right.
And the live audiences have diminished considerably, which means the public shows have. And that just doesn't pertain to my own show. I think it affects both entertainment and even restaurants and that style, where I think people go out less. Now they can order a delivery to their home very easily, left on their step. So I think that that period has really changed how we socialize, and I hope that we can get back to it. I hope that our children and our grandchildren don't experience something like that, and I hope that everything opens up. But I think that it's going to have a lasting effect that will probably continue for the next 5 to 10 years before things really become what they were before that period.
So what do you think will be your next challenge then? What's going to be to take what you do to the next level? Because we always evolve. I mean, we have to continue to evolve. So where do you think you're going to be going into? I mean...
Yeah, you know what? I'm very proud of a few books that I've written. Beyond Impossible is one of the ones that I care about the most. I've written some books and some of them weren't very good. But Beyond Impossible, I didn't write for anybody but myself. And it was just really life lessons of an escape artist and how I pushed myself. And it was just an honest journal of heartache and sadness and love and triumph and all of those things. And because I was just writing it, so to speak, for myself, I think that the honesty resonates with the reader because they could come along with that romantic journey of what I tried to describe. And I don't heal so well anymore. I can tell you right now that I've had 9 operations because of injuries that have occurred. And where I live right now, I can tell just by the arthritis in my feet that we have a 30% chance of rain early on Monday. And judging by my elbow, we have some strong winds coming in over the weekend. So I think that the older I get, the less I heal well. And I have to just recognize that time is the one thing that we don't get to extend. I mean, I've worn this body out considerable. So I'm really working on strong books that I'm putting out and the speaking industry. If anybody watching this is looking for a motivational speaker, it's certainly a huge part of my life moving forward. And I think that those who have achieved success become strong teachers for those that are seeking it. And I think that my story resonates with lots of people because I'm unlike anybody else. I just have something very unique. So as a father, a husband, a friend, a business owner, I mean, I check off all of the boxes of the good people that would be listening or watching this. And because of that, the uniqueness of being an escape artist means that perhaps I'll get them to listen for a few minutes. And if they listen for a few minutes and like what they hear, they will listen the whole time and perhaps leave with a gem that might affect their lives moving forward.
Okay, so the book is Beyond Impossible. Is it Unlock Your True Potential, or is it just Beyond Impossible? And how do the readers get it? How do we get this?
Yes, well, you certainly can order it on Amazon and those styles of it. The book is called Beyond Impossible, Life Lessons from an Escape Artist. But if you reach out to me directly, if you go to beyondimpossible.ca, because I'm a proud Canadian, .ca, or if you just find me, just search me, Danny with 4 Z's. If you reach out to me, I would love to send you a book. If I send you one, I can autograph it and write something personal in there for you at the same expense as it would be if you were to order it online. But I have a couple of really great things that are coming out in the very near future that I'm very proud of. And I am certainly open to all forms of communication. So if something I said resonates with you, like and share this podcast, because that's the most important. People like you who bring me on to share my story is what keeps me employed and engaged. So thank you so much for doing that. But yeah, search me and reach out to me. I'd love to talk to anybody and email them or talk to them or share my story with them. The world needs to change, and if we can work together changing them one at a time, eventually we'll get to all of you.
Yeah, Great, great. So what we'll do is we will put in the chat. We'll put your information. I think Miss Rich is doing it right now. She'll put that in there. And then also, if you'd like, afterwards, you can chime in into the chat and just put some more, whatever you want the audience to see, hear, or, you know.
I love it.
All right, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm so grateful that you decided to do this, especially when I started reading that you were transitioning and writing the books and Beyond Impossible about fears and doubts and all that, because I'm a senior, okay, and I can relate to learning all of this, but there's a lot of people out there that they don't know who they listen to. They don't listen to the right individuals. And I have a mentor in Joe Bauer who always tells me, who are you listening to? You need to listen to someone who has been there, who has done what you want to do or have already done. Right? So for someone so someone like Danny that can help you, read his book, follow him, look at all of his videos. I mean, I've seen some of the really scary stuff.
I think everybody has a lesson. I really think that people are fantastic, and I think that communication is such an important thing. So meeting somebody like yourself at an event or socializing with people and sharing the stories, that's how we grow. So don't listen just to me. Listen to everybody that you get a chance to. Make sure that you communicate and ask the hard questions. Make sure you watch these podcasts and be a part of these lives consistently, because every person that comes on is going to have something that sticks with you. And I remember once I was at church, and when I left, the pastor said to me, "What'd you think?" And I said, it wasn't for me, right? Because I have that honest filter. And he said, that's okay. He said, every time I get up there, I could be talking to many or I could be talking to one. My message has to be there to resonate with the person who needs to hear it the most. So if you apply that philosophy to all of the people that you listen to, you're going to find something that I say or something that you say or something that another guest might say, and it's just going to carry forward and affect you. And if you collect all of those memories and gather them all, you'll continue to grow within yourself, and you'll become somebody who shares and affects others around you. So be open to listen. Challenge yourself to log on and to listen and to be a part of it. And we live in a world where this media allows us the opportunity to listen to so many unique and wonderful people. So engage.
That's right. Engage. And I don't mean that they're not to listen to people. I just want them, if they're going to do something, right?
That's right.
Learn from those who have done what you want to do.
100%. I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. I guess that was, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because I want to make sure I give you the floor.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I am breaking into this world as aggressively as possible, so please visit me and reach out for anybody who's looking not just for an entertainer, but for a speaker. And make sure you like and share this when you see it right now, because I know that I love to jump on and hear and see all of the people that you have as guests, so we'll grow together.
Thank you so much. All right. Blessing now. And that, my friend, for all of you out there, like Danny Z said, share, like. We will be back here next Wednesday. And I thank you so much for watching. And we will be sharing this. And I'm going to go and look for some of your videos and put them on my website so people can see who you are and what you do, because I really appreciated what you do. Thank you. And that, my friend,
Thank you.
is Diva's 2 Cents.